All right, we'd like to welcome everybody to our webinar for the month of July. Today's webinar topic is 10 ways to grow your business as a landscaping company. Really cool subject for us today, and I'm excited to get into it. But before we do, I would like to go over a couple of housekeeping items with you. First of all, this is a recorded event. And we are going to have the recording available on our website as well as on our YouTube channel for you to watch at any time. Uh, if you're watching this live, you can submit any questions that you have through the question feature or the chat feature. We will be monitoring both of them. And at the end of the webinar, we will have a short questions section that we will try our best to answer any questions that you may have. My name is Scott Englert, and I am the Director of Marketing Operations here at Axsoft, and I have the pleasure of introducing the man on the screen here today, Jevi Sisson. Did I say that right? Sisson? Is that?
CSUN, yeah, that's close
Nissan, okay.
enough.
I've never said it before out loud. So,
No
and
worries.
Jevi is a national solutions engineer with us over at Axsoft. He has been with the company for 2 years now, and he has played Junior A ice hockey, which is something near and dear to my heart because I play ice hockey as well. So, tell me, Jevi, how did you get involved in hockey, and also what's your coolest experience that you've had?
You know what? Great question. So I started kind of in a weird place when it comes to hockey is Los Angeles, California. I started playing a bunch of roller hockey, kind of fell into the sport of ice hockey, thought, I could probably get a shot at it and whatnot. But one cool thing about Fun fact about that is I actually played against Sidney Crosby in high school when he was about 15, 16 years old, and he definitely gave us a whooping. So that's one thing
I'm
that's kind of
sure.
cool about my claim or famed claim there it is. Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Wow. I mean, just to be on the ice with that type of talent had to been pretty wild, pretty wild. And you have a
absolutely.
similar story that I do because I grew up in Florida and started in roller hockey as well, and then eventually graduated up to ice. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
maybe it's maybe a little bit more common than I initially thought, at least in our areas, right?
right, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. I think if you're born in Canada or Michigan or places like
Exactly.
that, you probably start on the ice when you're 3 years old. So yeah.
Hmm.
Very nice, very nice. All right, Jevi, well, let's get right into it and start on today's topic. So take it away.
Awesome. Good day, everyone, and welcome. It's my pleasure to be here today to speak to you about the top 10 ways to grow your landscaping business with the help of our powerful solution, Teamworks. I hope you find some value in this webinar and very informative. I'm excited to get started, but before I get started, just want to give you a quick introduction. Scott kind of gave me a little bit, a quick intro of myself, but I've been in tech for nearly 20 years. As Scott mentioned, I've been with Axopt the last 2 years as a national solutions engineer. You can consider me as like a technical resource to our talented sales team. So with that said, enough about me. Let's start out with number one, job estimator. So with Teamworks, you equip your team with the tools to become more efficient out in the field, right? What does that mean? Take advantage of your mobile device that you have by taking pictures of the job site so you can actually document in greater detail. What's the saying? Pictures worth 1,000 words. Well, this information will give you and your team a better understanding on how to plan accordingly on what is needed for a job in greater accuracy. Accuracy is key here. So, with the information collected, you're able to automate admin duties such as creating invoices, collecting payment, even integrating with your existing systems, right? With the help of our open APIs. So, I'll elaborate a little bit more on our open APIs and integration in a later slide. Next up at number two would be size scope expander, right? So we do understand that when it comes to landscaping jobs, there's a lot involved in each job and also a lot of opportunity to expand on those jobs. Having a digital checklist for your sales team to make sure that they cover all of your services that you offer to your customers. If the customer decides to go with extra services, your team can document and communicate with HQ on necessary tools or resources needed on the fly. Efficiency paired with accuracy is key when it comes to streamlining your business. Moving along at number 3, inventory management. Knowing where your equipment is located and who has your expensive equipment is extremely important when it comes to expanding your business. Having each member register each important asset gives you the insight on who and where your equipment is at all times, eliminating calling around asking who has what. You may be thinking, checking out equipment can be tedious with extra paperwork, but with Teamworks, we can simplify that process by scanning barcodes to easily collect information with minimal steps. Another benefit of inventory management is the reporting on the amount of usage of each equipment or parts. This information can help you make better decisions on what you should have in stock, and you can allocate your resources where it's needed most. At number 4, automatic rate adjuster. So we have the ability to upload your price list directly on your digital forms. So you have easy access to that important information. We want to eliminate the back and forth with leadership, unnecessary idle times, waiting for approval. That can all bog down the sales cycle. As mentioned, accuracy is important, especially when it comes to estimates. With Teamworks, this helps your staff be as detailed as possible when it comes to those estimates. All this information can help your top and bottom line revenue, which is really the goal to our solution here. So proof of satisfaction, this is a big fan favorite when it comes to our landscaping customers, because it saves them so much time doing it in an important step. Like I said, customer proof of satisfaction. We want to make sure your customer is informed throughout each step of the job. This gives them a peace of mind when doing business with you. This step is extremely important, but we make it easy by automating this process. Once a job's completed, customers will receive a receipt of services. This receipt or invoice can be very detailed and specific to make sure your customer is well informed about what was done at their request. You can also easily capture those signatures directly on their mobile devices to attest to any approvals. We can make sure this step is mandatory or required in order to move forward when it comes to processing any type of paperwork for them. Next up, another fan favorite is Digital Scheduler. Especially for managers or admins, this can create schedules. This can make their jobs a lot easier. Having that single pane of glass on who is working, who's available, and where your team members are is crucial for them to make those decisions when it comes to scheduling jobs. You can simply drag and drop those jobs to the appropriate staff members, not only based on availability, but with our GPS location, we will let you know who is nearest to that specific job, right? Here's a quick scenario. What if someone calls out? One of your employees calls out for that particular job. What do you do? Well, instead of calling around to see who's available, we can easily reschedule those jobs if need be by reassigning the job to the next available field rep, and with a drag of a mouse. This feature is all about efficiency and time saving. The next one, this is easily my favorite feature, Digital Dispatch. This feature ties a lot of our important features in one to make it a powerful feature to have. You have scheduling, you have timekeeping, you have GPS tracking and forms combined in one. Easily communicate with your team with the necessary information they need to complete jobs in a timely manner here. With that said, getting these jobs completed faster allows your team to complete more jobs throughout the day. Here's a quick common scenario. Say your customer calls asking for immediate service, right? Our dispatching tool gives you the ability to view jobs, to reroute or assign a job on the fly to someone who is nearby and available at a single pane of glass to look at. The goal here is to average more jobs per day utilizing the digital dispatching with the ease of reassigning and assigning jobs. Next slide, simple but powerful timekeeping. I won't spend too much time on here because it's pretty self-explanatory. However, there's important features to know when it comes to our timekeeping. Not only are you able to know when they started work, on break, lunch, or end of shift, you can actually see with a GPS location where they clocked in and clocked out, right? Gives you that accountability that you're looking for when it comes to your employees, right? More mobile timekeeping eliminates the back and forth to the office to clock in and clock out, means that there's more time spent out in the field, right? One big benefit of our timekeeping is reducing unnecessary overtime or lost wages. We understand that the biggest expense to any landscaping business is the employee wages. Mobile timekeeping eliminates inaccuracies of the manual time cards back in the old days. So I touched a little bit on GPS tracking with employees in the past slides, but I'm going to touch a little more on fleet and asset tracking, which is number 9. In any business, especially in landscaping, knowing where your employees, your vehicles, or other assets is key to running a smooth day-to-day operation. Having this location insight gives you the information to let your customers know when they should expect their arrival. With Fleet GPS, not only do we have location services, but also analytics on driving habits. This information can improve driver safety and save on vehicle maintenance costs, which we know that that can go up through the roof. I do also want to note we collect and save all this data to later create reports or research on where, when, and what to help on improve those day-to-day operations. Last but not least here, API integrations. I touched a little bit on that on number 1, but one thing here is even though we can do a lot for your business, we unfortunately cannot do everything. But with our open APIs, we have the ability to integrate with your existing systems that you are used to and that you depend on. One perfect example is accounting or payroll services, such as ADP, QuickBooks Online. We can collect information out in the field. That's what we do best. From there, we can run automated reports to your specifics that can easily go into your payroll system. With the API integration, you get this holistic solution without jumping around to different admin portals. So quick review of our core features, kind of spread them apart through the top 10, but you kind of want to put everything all here in one slide. Eliminate overtime and lost wages with timekeeping. As I mentioned, you're able to collect important data with wireless forms. We can cater those forms to your specifics, as I mentioned. Improve business efficiency with dispatching. Know where your assets are at all times with our GPS tracking feature. So another look of how our solution can help your landscaping business. A few things here I didn't mention. Messaging, communicate with all your staff on important announcements right to their mobile devices. Mobile payments. This can also be integrated within your forms to easily accept payments out in the field. So to recap here, here are the top 10 ways to grow your business, landscaping edition, to kind of put everything all in one. Job estimator, you're able to enhance job estimate speed and accuracy by helping on-site landscapers. The size scope expander, having that digital checklist helps your landscaper identify new opportunities for extra work. You have the inventory management, conserve time, check all equipment statuses with electronic checklists. You have that automatic rate adjuster, boost your top and bottom line revenue by improving your employees' accountability and output. My favorite, proof of satisfaction, electronically document job finalization and prevent issuing expensive refunds. Digital scheduler, leave careless overlapping scheduling behind with our digital solution. Mobile timekeeping, eliminate unneeded driving for your landscaping team and optimize time spent serving clients and generating more revenue. GPS fleet and asset tracking, monitor the GPS location of your valuable resources to enhance productivity, security, and customer experience. And then API integration, import, export data with certain third-party systems to optimize reporting. One last thing, the most important thing is our customer support. We pride ourselves of having the best-in-class customer support and care. We want to make sure all of our customers are set up for success using most, if not all, features with comfortability. The benefits do include API integration from our excellent professional services team. We tailor fit this product to your business specifics with our personalized onboarding. You get training modules included along with after hour support. Resources are available to you 24/7, so you always will have somewhere to go to get questions answered. We even offer monthly cadence customer calls to discuss, any account analysis, any monthly usage reports. We want to make sure you as a customer are truly supported in all stages of using Teamworks.
All right.
So,
Yeah,
questions?
yeah. Thank you so much, Chevy. You hit on so much information that that was super valuable. In fact, there was quite a few times where I was ready to jump in and add some stuff to it, and then you went right into exactly what I was going to talk about. So
Perfect.
which is great, which is awesome because obviously we've had a lot of good information thrown our way. So
Sure.
we do have one question from the audience that I'd like to see if we can go over real quick. So
Sure.
if you can, I'm sorry. Let me pull it up here. Okay, it was how can a landscaping company keep up with the competition and reach new clients using some of this technology?
Yeah, yeah, good question there. So one thing I would say is, by staying ahead of the competition, by updating your skills and knowledge in landscaping technique and design trends, right? Um, you know, with that said, embracing emerging technology is also one thing I do want to kind of emphasize here, because having that ability to differentiate yourselves from the competitors is utilizing the tools that you have, the resources that are available to you, being, social media, types of automation, utilizing solutions like Teamworks, anything along those lines of just kind of embracing what's new, what's out there. The customers are harder to reach, but utilizing all the tools with automation, technology, anything along those lines can definitely help you keep yourself in front of the game when it comes to the competition.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of the stuff that we covered today involves that where you can stay ahead of the competition by
Hmm.
utilizing a lot of these software abilities in order to kind of work together as one cohesive unit and really be able to get more jobs done per day, communicate better with your employees, that
Absolutely.
timekeeping. One of the big things that I always see from a lot of customers is the timekeeping where, oh, my guy doesn't have to go into the office in order to clock in and get all of his jobs for the day, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
That saves a ton because they can just go straight from their house to the first job. They can fit in an extra job per day, multiply that by 5 for the week, and then multiply that for the month, and boom, you're already making a ton more money. So
Yeah,
um
having the ability to add more like different types of services to your arsenal of services. I mean, utilizing our forms and having a checklist is crucial because you can see that, they may perceive to have this job needed, but you can also see those other items that can be done that they don't know about that you do, right? So offering the services, specialized services, is crucial when it comes to differentiating yourself from the competitors.
exactly. And what's the old adage that data is king, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
Meaning that if you don't have that information, you can't make the adjustments that you need in order to make your business better. So,
Yep.
if you want to stay ahead of those competitors, it's all about analyzing what you're doing and making yourself more efficient. Yeah,
Yeah. And one mantra I love to live by is you can't improve on what you can't measure, right? If we're able
true.
to quantify it with our solution, you're able to improve and scale with the emerging markets that you're kind of having to deal with.
Exactly. Perfect. Awesome. Well, hopefully that answers the question for you. And I do have one more thing that I would like to talk with you guys about before we go today, and that is a promotion that we have going on from Axoff and Teamworks, and that is our 14-day free trial. And basically what this is a It's not a, I like to tell everybody this. It's not a light version or a, slimmed down, watered down version. This is the whole enchilada. So everything that Jevi talked about today in the features and benefits is something that you will get during this trial. It's including the personalized onboarding, which somebody will get together with you, configure the software to the way that it's going to work best for you and your company, and give it a try for 14 days and see, how it can improve, the way that you are running your business. So if you're interested at all, I definitely recommend that you either scan the code here on the screen, or you can go to axoff.com, and up at the top of the website, there is a nice little banner that wiggles around, and you can click on that, fill out a couple of little form items, and we'll contact you right away to get you started. So definitely, if you're interested, this is a great way to try it out and see if it's something that's right for your business. So, all right, I believe that we are done for today. So I wanted to thank you, Jevi, for all of the great information that you were able to provide.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
Yeah, really learned some new stuff as well, which is great for me to be able to say every single time. And thank you for everybody who was able to join us today, and we will see you on the next one. All right, have a great day.
Thank you.